Hi students, welcome to second year commerce class. In our previous class, we have discussed a very important question, 100% guarantee question, stock exchange functions. I don't know how many of you have gone through that answer and by hearted it. So make sure at least you will get the side headings in an orderly manner, like provides infrastructure, informs regarding the prices, protect the investor's wealth, clearing house, like that. If you write all the 10 side headings and once or twice you read the textbook, you will be able to elaborate it. Some of you might have gone through the textbook, so better all of you buy the textbooks. New textbooks have arrived. Some of the topics are added. Even though some portion is deleted, for your knowledge purpose, if you cover everything, that will be better for your graduation. As many times I used to tell you in the class that apart from marks, knowledge does matter to shine in your career. So just don't learn any answer with the intention of just getting the marks. Okay. Today we are going to discuss about stock market players. So in general, when we see this word players means, we'll get the idea that what do they play? So nominal terminology, playing means whatever it may be. Like in the other class I told maybe cricket player, hockey player, football player, whatever it may be, but kabaddi player. Here players are the people who are involved, who participate in a particular activity are also called as players. So when you read textbooks, you will get the knowledge about all these words. Your brain will become the library of words. If you just by heart the material, you will be in trouble. So stock market players means, we understand by this sentence that who are the participants. Stock market players means participants in stock exchange. So one thing you have to understand, what happens in a college? What is the activity of the college? Teaching. Students do come, they listen, lecturers have to teach. Clear? So here our activity is providing education. In a stock exchange, what should happen? What happens in a stock market is buying and selling of, in a stock exchange, what takes place is buying and selling of capital instruments. Capital instruments, what are they? Shares, debentures, mutual funds, bonds, etc. Instruments are those which will help you to procure capital. Some documents, you know all these things. What are the characteristics of them? What is the reward we get? What is the risk involved in that? What is a share? What is a debenture? What is a bond? We have discussed in the previous class, means previous year, first year. If still no clarity, what is a share? What is a debenture? You go through that lesson, source of business finance, you will understand. So, in a stock exchange, this activity takes place. Like in a college, education takes place. Students do come, lecturers will come, lecturers will teach, students will write down. We will understand what we explain. Similarly, in a stock market, what happens? Buying and selling of capital instruments will take place. What are the capital instruments? These are the capital instruments. A document which helps you to get capital from the people is called as a capital instrument. So commonly used capital instruments are shares, or you can say capital market instruments like shares, debentures, mutual funds and bonds. These are the documents. Very simple. For example, say this is a share. This is a share. Okay. I will hand over it to someone. If I say that this value is 500 rupees. Okay. I want 500 rupees. I will hand over to some investor. He will take away this share and he will give me 500 rupees. So according to its features, reward what we give, risk involved in that, everything has got different name. Like according to the subjects you are studying, you are given the different names. Like if you are studying civics, economics, commerce, you are called as CEC student. If you are studying maths, economics, commerce, you are called as MEC student. Like that in a college, we have got different groups according to the subjects we are studying. Similarly, according to the risk involved, according to the reward we are giving, according to the time period, we have got so many capital market instruments. They are these shares, debentures, mutual funds and bonds. Now, this buying and selling of capital instruments will not take place without people involving in that. Without the involvement of people, this activity will not take place. Like without students, we cannot teach. Without lecturers, you can't listen. So both should be there. So similarly, in a stock market, there must be some people who are engaged in this activity of buying and selling of capital market instruments. Who are they? So when you are coming to a college, the person who is teaching is called as a lecturer. The person who is listening the lecture is called as a student. According to our role, we are divided into two categories. One is the lecturer who is teaching, and the other who is on the bench writing down and listening to the class is called as a student. So similarly, the people involved in a stock market are given different names according to the job they perform. Okay, as I am giving the lecture, I am called as a lecturer. You are listening, so you are a student. So how come we got these names? According to our nature of job. Similarly, in a stock market, the people who are involved, the participants in stock exchange are given different names, okay, according to their job. Now you see, basically stock market players are divided into two categories. One is the speculators, one is the operators. Stock market operators, stock market speculators, or you can say stock exchange speculators and stock exchange operators, no problem. Stock market or stock exchange is same. Then who is a speculator? Speculator is a person who tries to earn profit by taking the advantage of change in the price. Speculator is a person who anticipates the change in the future price of a security. Say for example, this is the marker. Say this, assume it as a share of Tata company. Assume that this is the share of a Tata company. I am a speculator. Today, this share value is 500 rupees. This share value is 500 rupees. Now, as a speculator, I will have lot of assumptions. I can think that this 500 rupees worth share may become 600 or 500 rupees worth may become 400 rupees. So when I anticipate, what do you mean by anticipation? Guessing the future, expecting the future is called as anticipation. So speculator is a person who anticipates the change in the future price of securities and tries to earn profit out of that is called as a speculator. आगे प्राइसेस बढ़ते या कम होते बोल के पहले ही अंदाज़ा लगा के ज़्यादा रिस्क लेके पैसे इन्वेस्ट करके प्रॉफिट कमाने वाला स्पेकुलेटर होता. ओके, The person who anticipates the change in the future price of securities and tries to earn profit is called as a speculator. They take heavy risk. How do they earn profit? Try to understand. According to their assumption, according to their expectations. Okay, everyone thinks in their own manner. All people do not think in the same manner. Okay, so according to the risk taken, according to the assumption, according to the expectation, speculators are divided into 4 categories. First one is bull. Okay, first type of speculator is bull. What is a bull? Means bile. How does it look like? Very heavy, hefty. Okay, takes a lot of food. Very hefty personality, will be heavy, and always a bull looks upward. Upar dekhta hai, no. Bull looks upward. So, bull is heavy, means very large in size, and always it looks upward. इसका सिर ऊपर रहता. Next time when you come outside of your home, coming to the college, if any bull is seen, just you observe it. Always it has got lot of stamina, is powerful, so looks upward. Means this type of speculator, this bull speculator, by this arrow mark you can understand that he will expect that share price will increase. His estimation is, his assumption is, share price will increase. So the speculator who thinks that in future the share prices are going to increase, he is called as a bull speculator. Now tell me, just by assuming that in future the share prices are going to increase, how he can earn profit? What is the profit for him? Very simple. At the present rate, he will buy the shares. For example, today on 30th September, say Tata shares are 200 rupees each. 200 rupees each. This bull speculator assumes that after 10 days, this 200 rupees will go up to 300 rupees. Bull speculator assumes that 200 rupees will become 300 rupees. It will increase. That is his expectation. So, one more feature what I told, they are large in size. That means they take heavy risk by purchasing large number of shares. They don't buy 50 or 100, 120, 300 shares. Always they buy thousands of shares. They are heavy risk takers. They are not bothered with the losses. They are ready to take that risk. So, they buy say some 1000 shares. So, 1000 into 200, they invest 2 lakhs. Okay, when 30th September, they have invested 2 lakhs rupees. The share price on 15th October 2020, it has become 300 rupees. Now, 1000 shares were purchased on 30th September. On 15th October, they will sell off those 1000 shares at the rate of 300 rupees. They will get 3 lakhs. Now, this difference of 1 lakh is their profit. I hope all of you got it. So, 30th September को वो लोग क्या करे? Bull speculator क्या करता? 1000 shares. I am just giving the example. Not always 1000, maybe 5000, maybe 6000, maybe 10,000 shares. Rate also may differ. So, I am just taking the example of a company. So, 30th September, one bull speculator purchased the Tata shares at the rate of 200 each. How many shares he has purchased? 1000 shares. 1000 shares at the rate of 200. Here he is selling 1000 shares at the rate of 300 rupees. His expectation is after 15 days or after 10 days the share price will increase. That happened. So, ऑटोमेटिकली ही विल गेट द प्रॉफिट. कितना प्रॉफिट आया उसको? 1 lakh rupees he has earned the profit. Now when he can earn the profit? When really his expectation comes true, when his assumption comes true, is right, he will get the profit. Otherwise he will get loss. So they are taking the risk. Suppose unfortunately this goes in the other way. Even see, because the stock market is always unexpected, unwanted things, what we say is it is always fluctuating. So 200 rupees share may become 150 rupees also. In such a case he may lose 50,000. So they are ready to take that risk. So by virtue of their experience, by their knowledge, by analyzing the economy, they will understand, they will guess which shares are going to increase. So that is what called as bull speculator. He is a person who assumes that share price will increase in the future. Bull speculator is a speculator who assumes that share price will increase in future. So in what way he will earn the profit? कम रेट में खरीदता, ज़्यादा रेट में बेचता, वैसे प्रॉफिट आता उसको. अंडरस्टैंड? सो दिस इज द बुल स्पेकुलेटर. देन बेयर. बेयर का मतलब होता भालू. ओके. हाउ डज ए बेयर लुक्स लाइक मा? वेरी ब्लैक. ओके. ऑलवेज कीप्स हिज हेड डाउनवर्ड्स. बेयर लुक्स डाउनवर्ड्स. ओके. सो looking downwards means this bear operator thinks that share prices will decrease in future. The speculator who assumes that share prices will decrease in future is called as bear operator or bear speculator. So when he is assuming that the share prices will decrease in future, how come he is going to earn the profit? Very simple. See, for example, this marker, as on today it is 100 rupees, 30th September it is 100 rupees. Clear? I know that, okay, by virtue of my experience, I am a bear operator. What I am expecting is, in future, the share price will decrease. Share prices will decrease in future. That is the assumption of bear. So bear is the bhalu which looks downward, means always he expects that share prices will decrease in future. So in what way he is going to earn the profit? Very simple. Say this marker, today it is 100 rupees. I know that tomorrow it is going to become 80 rupees. Tomorrow it is going to become 80 rupees. So cleverly what I will do? I will sell this today at 100 rupees. Because surely I know that tomorrow it is available in the market for 80 rupees only. कल सुबह में मुझे ये 80 रुपये में मिलता, आज इसका कीमत है 100 रुपया. So what I will do? Simply I will sell it to someone else. In the market I will keep it open. Yes, I am selling this marker. I am guessing that in future this price is going to come down, but all people do not know. So they will buy this marker for 100 rupees today. Assume that this is a share. So today it is 100 rupees. So they will buy this share for 100 rupees today. I know that tomorrow the same is available for 80 rupees. Now today what I do is I have sold it off for 100 rupees. After few days, maybe 2 days, 3 days later, when it becomes 80 rupees, I will buy it. Now see what happened. मेरा मार्कर मेरे पास आ गया और 20 रुपये बचे मुझे. गॉट द पॉइंट? पहले मेरे पास से मार्कर था. क्लियर? मैं क्या करा, 4-5 दिन के बाद, 10 दिन के बाद इसका वैल्यू कम होता बोल के मैं इसको आज 100 रुपये में किसको तो भी चिपका दिया, मतलब सेल कर दिया. इट इज़ ए लीगल मैनर. आई नो दैट इन फ्यूचर द शेयर प्राइस इज गोइंग टू डिक्रीज, बट अदर्स डू नॉट नो. दे मे थिंक दैट इट मे इंक्रीज, सो they have purchased it for 100 rupees. Now in future, after 4-5 days, when it becomes 70 rupees or 80 rupees, I will buy. अब क्या हुआ, मेरे शेयर्स मेरे पास आ जाते और पैसे भी बच गए. See, today as on 30th September, this marker was with me. I sold it off for 100 rupees. After 2 or 3 days, I will buy this for 80 rupees. So again this marker has come to me, but I could save, at the same time I could save 20 or 30 rupees per marker. So the same calculation is done for shares. Got it? So here you see, For example, this is the reverse case. As on 30th September, we had 3 lakhs worth of shares. We will sell off these 1000 shares. 1000 shares at the rate of 300, today we will sell off. We know that after 10 days, this 300 rupees worth of share may become 200 rupees. So we sold off today. We got 3 lakhs rupees. In future, after 10 days, 15 days, we will buy the same 1000 shares at the rate of 200 rupees. So 1000 shares we will get for only 2 lakhs. So we are able to save 1 lakh rupees. That is the thinking of bear. Then comes stag. Stag is a very cautious, intelligent speculator who never invests the total money into the stock market. पूरे पैसे कभी नहीं लगाता हूँ. Simply what he will do is, he will book the shares of a new company. Okay, he will book the shares of a new company by paying some nominal amount. Like last year we have learnt share first call, second call, like that. Some advance amount he will pay. Once the shares are booked, okay, as the share price increases, he will sell them at premium. Say for example, if a share is for 100 rupees and he had to buy 2000 shares. So 2000 into 100, 2 lakhs. But this stag will not pay 2 lakhs. Because certain companies will give the offer. Last year we have discussed it while discussing about Giant Star company, that we can pay in installments. So he will pay only application money. Say on application he has to pay only 10 rupees samjho. So 2000 into 10 rupees, he will pay only 20,000 rupees. 20,000 is paid to the company. So once applied for shares, he will get a letter from the company that, yes, Mr. X, as per your application, 1000 shares are been allotted to you. So please come and pay the remaining money and take your shares. Then what I will do? I will not go to the company and pay the remaining money. With that letter, I will approach someone else. I will tell them that I have got shares of so and so company. If you give me some extra amount, I will be giving you those shares. So then what I will do? 100 rupees share I will sell it 110 rupees. You can see here, I have not paid the full money. That is why we are saying that stag is very cautious. Just booking, advance booking, that's it. Okay, like nowadays everything is online, but previously we used to get cinema tickets blocked. They purchase in advance, but they don't watch the movie. When some people come at the last minute, they sell 50 rupees ticket at 100 rupees. So similarly, that is illegal, but here it is legal. So stag books the shares in advance. Once it is allotted, so he will sell off those shares to others. He is not going to invest the entire money. That's why he is called as a cautious speculator. Then lame duck. Lame duck is a person who struggles. Okay, stag is a male deer. Stag is a male deer, and a lame duck is a duck which is struggling to walk. A duck which is struggling to walk is called as lame duck. Okay, so why we have given this name is, lame duck is a bear operator. Lame duck is a bear operator who fails to fulfill his promise. Say for example, I will tell you that tomorrow, for example, commerce textbook today is 100 rupees. Okay, I will promise some of the students that, why do you buy commerce textbook today at 100 rupees? Tomorrow or day after tomorrow I will get you that for 80 rupees only. So I have taken money from you, but actually that book is not available in the market for 80 rupees. Unfortunately, I am not in a position to fulfill your demand. Whatever the promise I have made, I am not able to fulfill. So I will struggle to complete my promise. Then I am called as lame duck. So lame duck is a speculator who is failed to fulfill his promise, because he has promised someone else that he will provide shares at lower rate, cheaper rate than current price. But in the future, due to various reasons, when he is unable to fulfill his promise, he is called as a lame duck. So in the next class, we will discuss about various operators.